This is a Tallahassee update from the Florida Retail Federation.
Today we're coming to you from the Florida State Capitol in Tallahassee, and I'm standing in the 5th floor rotunda. The gallery for the House of Representatives is behind me, and I can walk in there and watch the House in action debating on the floor. Got a few things up on the floor of the House today. The first thing that you'll be interested in that they're going to take up today is the Medicaid Reform Bill 7107. That bill finally came out of the Senate yesterday. It carves Florida up into 11 different regions. Each region will have a number of different managed care plans, and prescription drugs will be covered under those managed care plans. So Medicaid recipients will be required to enroll in those plans, and those of you who dispense prescription drugs will be receiving your reimbursements now from the managed care plans and not from ACA. This all, of course, is assuming that the federal government gives the waiver to run those managed care plans. The next thing that we're going to be looking for the House to take up today is House Bill 7095. Right now, the debate is going on in the Senate chambers on House Bill 7095, where it has been taken up by Senator Mike Fasano in the form of a strike-all. This bill addresses the problem of controlled substance abuse and trafficking here in the state of Florida with a number of different law enforcement measures as well as tracking measures. Once they vote off the Senate floor, they'll send 7095 back to the House in returning messages, and the House can choose to accept it, or they can send it back to the Senate with an amendment. So we'll be watching and waiting to see how that debate takes place. Some of you have been following our fertilizer bill, which we wrote to preempt the local governments from placing sales bans of fertilizers during the summer months. That bill has been stalled over in the Senate for quite some time now, but thanks to Representative Steve Crisafulli, who has been a great advocate for us on this issue, he's placed our fertilizer language in the Greater Agriculture Bill, House Bill 7215. That bill was sent over to the Senate. It was taken up on the Senate floor yesterday and passed out. Another subject that was finally taken up this week that a lot of you have been following is the subject of immigration reform. That was taken up on the Senate floor 2 days ago. Senate Bill 2040 by J.D. Alexander passed out of the Senate on Wednesday. We're still waiting to see if the House is going to take it up. The House wanted much more strict language in that bill, and so far the rumors have been that the House is not willing to take up the bill in what they consider to be a watered-down version, but what we as the business community and we who depend on tourism think to be reasonable and productive measures for immigration reform. So we're still waiting to see if that is going to pass at all this year, or if they're just going to leave that off the table and maybe come back and address it next year. So those are some of the things that we're watching today, and I'm going to take you now over to Samantha, who's going to tell you about all the issues that she's been following. Samantha?
Thank you, Sally. Well, I'm excited to report to you that the credit card bill has passed both the House and the Senate, as has the Employees with Disabilities bill. We're both very excited about the success of these legislative measures, and we're pleased that they're on their way to the governor's desk. I'm standing outside the doors of the Senate gallery, and today, for several of our bills, it's all about the Senate. Certain measures have passed the House bill, and they're sitting in the Senate waiting for the Senate to act. The first bill that I want to share with you about is the wage protection bill. Wage protection has passed the House by a very comfortable margin. That's sponsored by Tom Goodson, and now it's sitting in the Senate waiting for Senate action. We will be working furiously up until the last minute to make sure that this bill gets pulled up by the Senate and passed. And we hope to be reporting to you that this bill has passed this session. Also want to share with you about the unemployment compensation bill. There's been much back and forth between the Senate and the House on the unemployment compensation package. The Senate significantly amended the House measure, and they took out the tax relief for the 2011 year. They sent that bill back down to the House. The House refused to concur and made some significant changes to the Senate offer. The House sent the bill back, and it is now in the Senate, and we hear that negotiations are still going on. We hope to be able to report to you that there will be significant significant reforms and possibly some tax relief in that bill, but that remains to be seen. But it's still lots of excitement here on the last day. I want to thank all of our members who have been involved with this session, those who have sent information, shared with us your ideas, your concerns, and those members that have made the trip to Tallahassee to be involved very actively with the legislative process. Your efforts are very much appreciated, and we couldn't do this without you. And we hope that you are pleased with the results of this session. We have had a great deal of success this year, and the AIP team has been working furiously on your behalf, and we look forward to doing it again in 2012. Thank you so much. Have a great day.